was also one of these unofficial leaders of the political faction of the moderate Ukrainians. You had a Ukrainian political party that was represented in Poland that was moderate and believed that they should be working within the political system of the Polish Second Republic. These were the ones that Marco Bezruczko supported. And then you had, especially in the later part of the 1920s and start of the 1930s, you had the more radical organization of Ukrainian nationalists that believed that they should wage some form of guerrilla warfare against the Polish state to make sure that the Ukrainian population is not lured or tempted into cooperating with the Polish state. Instead, they wanted as much animosity between the Poles and the Ukrainians as possible. Marco Bezruczko was against that, and naturally, because of that, also become an enemy of these Ukrainian nationalists. He was still alive when the Germans and the Soviets invaded in 1939. He didn't really play any role in the defense of Poland at that time. He was naturally well into his 60s. He was an older man at that time, and during the occupation, he made some contacts with the Ukrainians early on, as among the Ukrainians, they saw initially after the German attack, they saw some possibility that the Germans could help them to create a Ukrainian independent state, carving it out of the Soviet Union. Naturally, these aspirations, they grew after 1941 and Operation Barbarossa, when the German army invaded the Soviet Union on June 22nd. There was even more activity in Warsaw. Marco Bezruczko was involved in some of those talks, but in the end he did not play any important role in that process. And finally, in 1944, he passed away, dying a natural death, which for a man of his stature and those years was something quite uncommon. He was buried at the Orthodox cemetery in the district of Wola here in Warsaw. And this is where his grave has in recent years seen more and more commemoration ceremonies, more and more activity. Now, on the eve of the anniversary of the Battle of Warsaw and the Polish Armed Forces Day, which is celebrated in connection with that on August 15th. On the day before, on August 14th, the Polish President Andrzej Duda went out to the Orthodox cemetery in Wola to honor all the soldiers of the Ukrainian 6th Rifle Division that are buried there, but also General Marco Bezruczko. So his name has also been given to this Polish-Ukrainian Lithuanian brigade that has been created, the so-called Litpol brigade. So his name is being often used in the goal of facilitating Polish-Ukrainian reconciliation, cooperation, and well, right now with the war going on beyond Poland's eastern border, outright alliance, because that is what has to be said. It's naturally not a military alliance of collective security in which the Poles are obligated with coming to Ukraine's aid with their own troops fighting on Ukrainian soil. But the Poles, the Ukrainians, and the British, they did sign certain agreements and military cooperation deals in the days leading up to the Russian invasion of Ukraine in 2022, and then again in the month of April, so a couple of weeks after that had happened.